Hello everyone, I am Balaji Rao. Welcome to BR Max class. This is 6th class on probability. Till now, we completed exercise number 13.1 problems. In first exercise, we learned about conditional probability, what is the meaning of P of E by F, and we done all exercise problems of 13.1. In last class, we learned theory part related to exercise number 13.2. In this class, I am going to revise, I am going to do 8 problems. Look here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 problems I am going to complete in this class. Before going to start these exercise problems, in case if you not watched earlier class, I'll give that playlist link in the description. You please go and check it out. Okay, I just want to quickly recall what is the theory part we learned related to exercise number 13.2. So, see this what we learned in theory part. First we learned multiplication theorem on probability. See, multiplication theorem on probability says that probability of E intersection F can be written as probability of E into probability of F by E. I said trick also to remember this. When it starts with the probability of E, it ends with probability of F by E. Okay, probability of E intersection F can be written as probability of F into probability of E by F. See, as it starts with F, it ends with E by F. In that way, you can memorize this because we use this. Okay, now we learn about definition of independent events. Two events E and F are said to be independent events. Conditional probability P of E by F equal to P of E. P of F by E equal to P of F. In last class, we discussed all these things in detail. When these two conditions are satisfied, then we say that the events E and F are independent events. Okay. After that, very important. Whenever we want to check the events are independent events or not, whenever we want to check the events are independent events or not, we'll check this condition. If the events E and F are independent events, probability of E intersection F equal to probability of E into probability of F. Very important, just like hero of this story. For the second exercise, this is the hero. We use this condition very frequently to check the events are independent events or not. Okay, whenever you want to check the events are independent or not, you need to recall this formula. Okay, and one example I explained for that. And if three events are independent events, if three events ABC are independent events, then these four conditions holds good. These all four conditions holds good. We can use any one condition, but when we say the events ABC are independent means thus all must be satisfied. Okay, when ABC are independent events, you can use any one of the given four. Okay, right. Next, and we learn one theorem. If E and F are independent events, then E and F dash are also independent. If E and F are independent events, then E and F dash are also independent. Okay. See, this is the last point. If E and F are independent events, if E comma F are independent events, E and F dash are independent events. In last class, we derived this result also. E dash and F are independent events. E dash and F dash are independent events. We use these points in exercise number 13.2. That's why I am recalling these things. Okay. Now we'll enter into exercise problems. Exercise number 13.2. Beginning problems, so many students confuse actually. I have a trick for that. So have patience. Try to understand all the things one after another. You see what they given. Probability of A is 3 by 5. Probability of B is 1 by 5. Find probability of A intersection B. Find probability of A intersection B if A and B are independent events. What they are asking, if A and B are independent events, then find probability of A intersection B. For that, they given probability of A, probability of B. Okay. Now, what I'll do, I'll write given data first. Okay, given data. What is given data? They given probability of A. What is probability of A? Is given as 3 by 5. Okay, probability of B also given. What is probability of B? Probability of B is 1 by 5. Now, if A and B are independent events, look here what they given. If A and B are independent events, if A and B are independent events, then what I can write? From this, what I can write? If A and B are independent events, then what I can write from this? I can write that probability of A intersection B equal to probability of A into probability of B. We learned this in the theory part. If when the events A and B are independent events, probability of A intersection B can be written as probability of A into probability of B, right? So here, what is probability of A given? Probability of A is given as 3 by 5. Probability of B given as 1 by 5. Okay, 3 by 5 into 1 by 5. What is this? This is 3 divided by 25. What they are asking? Probability of A intersection B. What is probability of A intersection B? 3 divided by 25. Probability of A intersection B is 3 divided by 25. That's it. This is very easy problem. I hope you understand this. Okay. Now we'll move to second question. See, the second question many students confuse, and solution they'll make to utmost complication level. Actually, this problem is very easy. In this problem, I am saying now, in this problem, I am not going to use multiplication theorem. I am not going to use independent events. I'll do this problem in general method. General method. First, try to understand what they are asking. See here, two cards are drawn at random. Okay. Two cards are drawn at random without replacement. Without replacement from a pack of 52 playing cards. Okay, there are 52 playing cards are there. From those 52 playing cards, two cards are drawn at random. Two cards are drawn at random. Okay, find the probability that both the cards are black. This is general probability question. No need of independent events, no need of multiplication theorem, no need of conditional probability. Okay, so what I'll do first, what I know about playing cards, that I'll write first. Okay, so what I'll write, a total number of cards. Total number of playing cards. Total number of cards is what? Yes, answer please. Total number of playing cards is 52. Okay. In these 52 playing cards, you know how many are red, how many are black, because the question related to black is there here. The question related to black is there. So how many cards are there which are black? Number of black cards. I'll write number of black cards. Do you know how many black cards will be there in pack of cards? Number of black cards is 26. Number of red cards also 26. This data we know from pack of cards. What they are asking? Find the probability that both cards are black. See, question is simple. Find the probability that both cards are black. Okay. See, what is the probability formula? Probability definition is what? How to find the probability? Number of favorable results, right? Number of favorable results divided by total number of results. Correct? So what I'll write here, I'll write probability that both the cards are black. 1 minute. The probability that both the cards are black. I need to calculate this. Okay. I need to calculate this. The probability that both the cards are black equal to the probability that both the cards are black. The probability that both the cards are black. So, total number of results. What is the probability formula? Number of favorable results divided by total number of results. Total number of results. If you draw two cards from pack of 52 cards, if you draw two cards from pack of 52 playing cards, then total number of results what? Total number of results is 52C2. In probability we learn these things, right? 52C2 results you will get. If you draw one card from pack of 52 cards, total how many results you will get? 52C1 results you will get. Okay. Now, what is the favorable results? What we are calculating? We are calculating that both the cards are black. Probability that both the cards are black. So, favorable results are what? Total how many black cards are there? 26 black cards are there. So, 26C2 divided by 52C2. This is the answer. For this, no need to use independent events. All those things not at all necessary. Okay, so here I hope you already know how to calculate this. Some people will do NCR calculation, means n factorial divided by n minus r factorial into r factorial. No need, we have a trick for this, right? How to calculate 26C2? Very simple. First you see 26C2 is there, na? You write like this, 26C2, you write 26 by 2 into, now start writing decreasing numbers like this, 26 minus 1, that is 25, divided by, now start writing decreasing number, 2 minus 1, 1. Once you get 1 here, you need to stop this, right? 26C2 is nothing but this only. Suppose if you want to calculate 5C3, how you will write? 5 by 3 into 4 by 2 into 3 by 1. Like this we will write. This is standard method only. Okay. Whole divided by, okay, whole divided by, 1 minute, whole divided by 52C2. 52C2, yes, 52C2 is what? 52 divided by 2 into 51 divided by 1. Okay, now you see these two ones will get cancelled. Okay, 26 in this 52 how many times? 26 in this 52 2 times. What is remaining in the numerator? 25 is remaining in the numerator. What is remaining in the denominator? 51 into 2. Look here, 51 into 2. 51 into 2 is what? 102. So 25 divided by 102. So what is the probability that both the cards are black? Means 25 divided by 102. That is the answer. We got the answer very easily. Why to use independent events concepts here? Why to use multiplication theorem on probability? Why to use conditional probability condition? Not at all necessary. They are asking a question. We written a solution in direct method, right? Okay. I hope you understand this. Now we'll move to next question. This is also simple question. I am not going to use any conditional probability or independent events. I'll do directly. First, try to understand what they are asking. A box of oranges is inspected by examining 3 randomly selected oranges. What is this? A box of oranges is inspected by examining 3 randomly selected oranges drawn without replacement. Understand this. See, probability is understanding the things. Understanding the question take some time. Box of oranges is inspected by examining 3 randomly selected oranges drawn without replacement. There is a box. Okay, in that box so many oranges are there. How we are inspecting the oranges? A box of oranges is inspected by examining 3 randomly selected. You will pick 3 oranges randomly, not by saying which one is good, which one is bad. Randomly you will pick 3 oranges without replacement. Without replacement. That is important. Without replacement. Okay. If all the 3 oranges are good, then the box is approved for sale. Okay. Otherwise it is rejected. Simple thing. A box is there. In that box, so many oranges are. How many oranges are there? That we will see. They given later on. Some oranges are there. What we will do? We will pick 3 oranges from this. If all 3 oranges are good, we will pick 3 oranges randomly. By closing eyes, we will pick 3 oranges without replacement. If all 3 oranges are good, then the box is approved for sale. Okay. If one of them is not good, then the box is rejected. Okay. And now what they given, see, find the probability. Find the probability. What happened? 1 minute. Okay. Find the probability that box containing 15 oranges out of 12 are good, 3 are bad. 3 are bad ones will be approved for sale. This is the question. Here you observe. In a box, how many oranges are? 15 oranges, out of which 12 are good, 3 are bad ones. In oranges, good one, bad one will be there. In oranges, good one, bad one will be there. Of course, orange, which is what we call, not, it is in good condition, means it is, what we say in English, no damage in the fruit, right? No damage in the fruit, then we can say that it is good. If something is not able to eat, then that is bad one. Okay. So in a box 15 oranges are there. In that 15 oranges, 12 are good, 3 are bad. Okay, good. Uh, right. Mm, Find the probability that a box you take you they given one box to you. Okay, they given one box to you. In that box, we know that out of 15 oranges are there. Out of 15, 12 are good, 3 are bad. What is the probability that the box is approved for sale? Okay, I hope you are understanding what is happening. I'll just quickly explain the question. There is a box. In that box, 15 oranges are there. In these 15 oranges, 12 are good, 3 are bad. We know that. Now, question is, what is the probability that this box is approved for sale? Okay. First, we'll write what is the data we have. Number of oranges in a box. Number of oranges in a box equal to 15. Number of good oranges out of which 12 are good. I'll write out of which 12 are good, 3 are bad. Okay, this is also this data given. Now, what is the probability that box is approved for sale? What is the probability that this box is approved for sale? Probability that box is approved for sale. Okay. The probability that writing these things will take some time. Please bear with me, or else you just improve the speed in while playing the YouTube video. That speed will be there now. Increase the speed to 1.5. Increase the speed to 1.5. Okay. The probability that box is approved for sale. The probability that the box is approved for sale equal to, I'm saying I'm not going to use any independent events formula. I'll do this problem directly. How to do it? Now, in a box, how many oranges are there? 15 oranges are there. How you will inspect this? How you will inspect this? By picking 3 oranges randomly. So, how many ways you can select 3 oranges from 15 oranges means? How many ways you can select 3 oranges from 15 oranges? In permutations and combinations, we learned this 15C3. The number of ways of selecting 3 oranges from 15 oranges is 15C3. So total number of results is what? Total number of results is 15C3. Okay. So probability definition is what? Favorable results divided by total number of results. Total results is 15C3. Favorable results. When this box is approved for sale, whatever the oranges you picked, all the whatever 3 oranges are you are picking, if all 3 oranges are good, then only box is approved for sale. That means you need to pick those 3 oranges from these good oranges only, then only box is approved for sale. So favorable results are what? You need to pick 3 oranges from these good 12 oranges. How many ways you can pick 3 good oranges from 12 good oranges is 12C3, right? So this is what this is, 12C3. Okay, now 12C3. 12C3, how you will calculate 12C3? You calculate like this, 12 by 3 into 11 by 2 into 10 by 1 whole divided by, okay, whole divided by 15C3. How you will calculate? 15 by 3 into 14 by 2 into 13 by 1. Okay, now you simplify the things. Here this 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1 will get cancelled. Now 5 table in this 2 times, 5 table in this 3 times, 3 table in this 4 times. Correct? Okay. Now 2 table in this 7, 2 table in this 2 times, 2 table in this 7 times. Okay. Now numerator you can observe 2 into 11 into 2. That means 4 11s are 44. Divided by, in the denominator what is there? 13 sevens are 13 sevens are 91, right? 13 sevens are 91. Okay. 13 sevens are 91. So what is the probability that the box is approved for sale? Means answer is 44 divided by 91. Further you can calculate by using calculator. 44 divided by 91, or you can stop this here also, nothing will happen. I think textbook answer is same, 44 divided by 91. I hope you are understanding. Okay, now we will move to next question. You observe here, this question is interesting. Probability chapter is such an interesting chapter if you start enjoying the classes. Otherwise these things will irritate also in case if you don't enjoy these problems. Okay, see what they are asking. A fair coin and unbiased die are tossed. What happened? A fair coin and unbiased die are tossed. Unbiased means a fair die. A fair coin, a fair die. That means no complications, nothing, everything is good, right? Tossed. Okay. I'll do one thing before entering into this question. I just want to write the sample space here. I want to write the sample space for the experiment. I'll write the random experiment also. What is the random experiment? A fair coin and unbiased dice are tossed. I'll write that one. Then what is the sample space I'll get for this? Sample space is the king in this probability. If you can imagine, or if you can guess, if you can write what is the sample space, all problems answers you will get very easily. Sample space is the king. Okay, so this is simple experiment only, so I can write sample space. For some problems sample space you will get 200 300 results. At that time we cannot write the sample space, but you need to know what are all possible outcomes, what is sample space. Okay, a fair coin and unbiased die is tossed. When a fair coin is tossed, what are the possible things? There is a chance you will get head and 1. Possibility is there or not? When a fair coin and unbiased dice are tossed, coin shows head and die shows 1 possible. And what is the other possible result? Head 2, okay, head 3, okay, head 4, okay, head 5, head 6, head 7. Head 7 is possible. No, die is having up to 6 only na numbers. So next what is the possible outcomes? Tile 1, tile 2, tile 3, tile 4, tile 5. Okay, I just want to move it. Okay, tile 4, tile 4, tile 5, tile 6. This is the sample space. Okay, sample space I written. Now what they are saying, you please observe. A be the event that head appears on the coin. A be the event that head appears on the coin. I'll write event A. I'll write event A. Okay. A be the event that head appears on the coin. Okay. So can you write what is A? Can you write what is A? Head appears on the coin. Look here. These are the reals in which head appears on the coin. You observe these things. In these things, head is not appearing on the coin. So what is the sample space you will get for this here? This is the sample space. Okay, I'll write. This is the sample space. Okay, this is the sample space. Sorry, this is event A. This is event A. Okay, see, managing the things is not so easy. Here on iPad I am writing and I am thinking of the solution. Right, sometimes a few mistakes will happen. Please try to understand my problems also. Okay, right. So what is the event A? Head appears on the coin. They are saying that head appears on the coin. So A is the event that head appears on the coin. So I written event A. Okay, next I'll write event B. What is B? In the question only they are giving. Observe, in the question they are giving B is the event that 3 on the die. B is the event that 3 on the die. Okay, B is the event that 3 on the die. Okay, so I want to write this event B now. 3 on the die. You observe 3 on the die. 3 on the die is there 2 times. I hope you are understanding. 3 on the die. 3 on the die. Okay, so what does that result? B is h comma 3 and t comma 3. Okay. Now what is to be calculated? Check whether A and B are independent events or not. Whenever we check the events are independent events or not, in this exercise, to check the events are independent events or not, we will check probability of A intersection B equal to probability of A into probability of B or not. If LHS probability of A intersection B equal to probability of A into probability of B, then we say that the events are independent events. Otherwise, we say that the events are not independent. Okay, so what I'll do here, I'll calculate uh, probability of A. Okay, how to calculate probability of A? Actually, it is very easy. Probability of A. I want to calculate probability of A. Okay. I want to calculate probability of A. Okay. Probability of A. How to calculate probability of A? Number of favorable results divided by total number of results. Number of favorable results. Number of favorable results. See, these are all related to A. Na? Favorable results, how many are there? 6 are there. 6 divided by total number of results always comes from the sample space. Total number of results, how many are there here? Total 12 results are there. Right? 12. 6 by 12. That is nothing but 1 by 2. 6 in this 2 times. Okay. Now I'll calculate probability of B also. Probability of B. Okay. Probability of B. See, B favorable results, how many are there? 2 favorable results are there. Divided by total number of results. Total number of results always comes from sample space. Total number of results 12. This is 1 by 2. Okay. So okay, look here, 2 by 12. 2 by 12 is what? 2 by 12 is 1 by 6. 2 by 12 is 1 by 6. Okay. So probability of A is there, probability of B is there. Now we need to calculate a probability of A intersection B. A intersection B, to calculate probability of A intersection B, I need what is A intersection B. So what I'll do here, I'll write A intersection B. Okay. I'll write A intersection B. Observe set A and set B. In this head comma 3 is there, in this is there. So what is A intersection B? A intersection B is head comma 3. Only one element is there in A intersection B. So probability of A intersection B. How to calculate probability of A intersection B? Number of favorable results 1 divided by total number of results always comes from sample space. Now probability of A intersection B I have. I'll take this as equation 1. Now I'll calculate probability of A into probability of B also. Probability of A is 1 by 2. Probability of B is 1 by 6. That is 1 by 12. This is second equation. I'll take it as second equation. You see, equation 1, probability of A intersection B is 1 by 12. Probability of A into probability of B is also 1 by 12. So what I can write here, from 1 and 2. From 1 and 2, I can say that probability of A intersection B equal to probability of A into probability of B, because both we got 1 by 12 only. So when you got like this, what you can say? We can say that the events A comma B are independent events. Therefore, given events A comma B are independent. Given events A comma B are independent events, because in the question what they are asking, check whether A comma B are independent events or not. Yes, they are independent events. I hope you are understanding these problems, right? Now we'll move to next question. What is the random experiment? A die marked 1, 2, 3 in red, 4, 5, 6 in green are tossed. Okay. Random experiment. I written random experiment. What is the random experiment? A die marked 1, 2, 3 in red color. Red 1, red 2, red 3. Okay. 4, 5, 6 in green color, green 4, green 5, green 6, like that they are marked, and that die is tossed. Okay. A be the event that number is even. A be the event that number is even. Actually, here one die is rolled, na? One die is rolled, na? So what I'll do, I'll write the sample space for this. Better we'll write the sample space. Sample space. Sample space, how many outcomes will be there? A die is rolled. In that die only, 1, 2, 3 are in red color, 4, 5, 6 are in green color. So what you will get? If you get 1, then I'll say red 1, red 2, red 3, or green 4, green 5, green 6, like that I written. This is the sample space when we'll get when a die is rolled. This is easy random experiment. Okay. A be the event that the number is even. A be the event that number is even. I'll write here. What is A? A be the event that number is even. Okay. I'll write set A. Number is even. See here, this is even number, and this is also even number. This is also even number. So what I can write? Red 2, green 4, green 6. You can observe these are the even numbers 2, 4, 6 when a die is rolled. In that 1 is red color, 2 is in green color. Okay. What is B? In the question what they are saying B about B. B is the event that the number is red. Okay. Number is red. Number is in red. Number is red means the number is in red color. Okay. Number is red. Okay. So what is event B? You will get red color numbers only we will write. What is this? Red 1, red 2, red 3 will come in this B. Okay. Red 1, red 2, red 3. Okay. Now A intersection B, because that is needed. A intersection B also I'll write. What is A intersection B? A intersection B. Identify the common elements. A, B. This is the common in A and B. So R2. Okay. What they are asking in the question? Are A and B are independent? See, they are asking, are the events A and B are independent? See, only one formula we have to check the events are independent events or not. Probability of A intersection B equal to probability of A into probability of B. Then we can say that the events are independent events. Okay. So here, what I'll do, I'll calculate probability of A. Probability of A. A, how many elements are there? Favorable results. 3 results are there. Probability of A. 3 divided by sample space. How many results are there? 6 results are there. This is 3 by 6 is nothing but 1 by 2. 3 in this 2 times. Now I'll calculate probability of B also. In B, see here probability B. 3 divided by total number of results comes from sample space. 3 by 6 is nothing but 1 by 2. Okay. This is 1 by 2. Okay, this is 1 by 2. We will get 1 by 2. Okay. Probability of A intersection B. How many favorable results are there for A intersection B? Only one favorable result is there. 1 divided by total number of results always comes from the sample space. Now, you take this as 1. Now, probability of A we know, probability of B you know. So, probability of A intersection, probability of B 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, that is 1 by 4. You take it as 2. See, probability of A intersection B is 1 by 6. Probability of A into probability of B is 1 by 4. So, what you can say here, probability of A intersection B is not equal to probability of A into probability of B. Right? So, if these two are equal, then only we say independent events. Otherwise, we say they are not independent, or we say they are dependent events. So, what you can say now, what we can say that these events are therefore events are not independent. The events are not independent. I hope you are understanding these problems. If you like this video, you are watching this video till here, you must drop a like. Okay, and share this video with your friends. In case if you are not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Okay. 6, 7, 8. Last 3 questions. What they are asking, this is easy question, seems to be. E and F are events. Probability of E given, probability of F given, probability of E intersection F given. They are asking are E and F are independent. How easy question it is, right? So what I'll do first, I'll calculate probability of E into probability of F. Probability of E is what? 3 by 5, they given in the question. Probability of F 3 by 10, that is given in the question. 3 3s are 9, 5 10s are 50, 9 by 50. Okay, probability of E intersection F. What is probability of E intersection F? 1 by 5. You see, these two are equal. Are these two are equal? No, they are not equal. So what you can say here, therefore, probability of E intersection, you write it as 1, you write this as 2, from 1 and 2, you right, therefore, from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, probability of E intersection F is not equal to probability of E into probability of F. Therefore, the events E comma F are not independent. Okay, so sixth question, the events are not independent. Sixth question, the events are not independent. Yes, just taking textbook answer. Now, question number 7. What they are asking in this question, given that the events A and B are such that probability of A is 1 by 2, probability of A union B is 3 by 5, and probability of B equal to P. Probability of A given, right? Probability of A given, probability of B given, probability of A intersection B also given. They are asking find P if the events are mutually exclusive, if the events are independent. We learned about this exclusive events in class 11 probability. However, I'll just quickly recall. Before that, I want to write what is the given data. They given probability of A. What is probability of A? 1 by 2. Okay. Probability of B. What is probability of B? That is P. Probability of A union B they given. Oh, not A intersection B. Probability of A union B is 3 by 5. Okay. What they are asking, find P if they are mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive. Okay, I'll suppose I'll do the first bit. If the events are mutually exclusive, I'm doing this first bit in this, mutually exclusive. If A and B are mutually exclusive, then what you know, if A and B are mutually exclusive, then you know that A intersection B is null set. This we learn in class 11. If A and B are mutually exclusive, then A intersection B is null set. Okay, so you keep that point in your mind, and to do this, to find P value, we know this formula. Probability of A union B is probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Okay, mutually exclusive they are saying. Na? When they are saying mutually exclusive, you know about A intersection B. A intersection B is null set. Probability of A union B, they given it as 5. Look here, probability of A union B, they given it as 5. Probability of A is 1 by 2. Probability of B is P. Probability of A intersection B. A intersection B is what? A intersection B is null set because A and B are mutually exclusive. We know that in probability, impossible event is denoted by null set. What is the probability of impossible event? Probability of impossible event is 0. Probability of sure event is 1. We know these things, right? So here, what I can write, take 1 by 2 to this side, 3 by 5 minus 1 by 2 equal to P minus probability of impossible event is 0. Okay, now you simplify right hand side part, P minus 0 is P. Left hand side part, what you will get? LCM is 10, 3 2s are 6, 6 minus 5, 1 by 10. So what you got? You got that P equal to 1 by 10. What is the answer for this? Yes, P equal to 1 by 10. When A and B are mutually exclusive events, then the P is, as per the given data, P is 1 by 10. Okay, in this one more thing they are asking, if the events are independent, find P if the events are independent. Okay, we need to find P when the events are independent. Okay, you know this formula as usual. Probability of A union B formula is what? Probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. This is the formula. Probability of A union B given in the question 3 by 5. Probability of A union B, they given it as 3 by 5. Okay, 3 by 5. Probability of A, they given in the question 1 by 2. Probability of B, they given it as P minus probability of A intersection B. See, if the events are independent events, you know that probability of A intersection B is probability of A into probability of B. This exercise is all about independent events now. If A and B are independent events, probability of A intersection B equal to probability of A into probability of B. So here probability of A intersection B can be written as probability of A into probability of B. Okay, take 1 by 2 to this left hand side part, 3 by 5 minus 1 by 2 equal to P minus probability of A. Probability of A is given as 1 by 2. 1 by 2, correct? Probability of A is given as 1 by 2. Okay, probability of B is P. Probability of B is P. Okay, now simplify this part. What is the LCM here? 5 2s are 10, 6 minus 1 equal to, you take P common, what you will get? 1 minus 1 by 2. So 1 by 10 equal to P into 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2 only. 2 in this 5 times. So what is P? P equal to 1 by 5. So when the events are independent events, then P equal to 1 by 5. I hope you understand this, right? Now last question in this class, a little lengthy I think. Okay. What is the question? A and B are independent events. Okay, A and B are independent events. Probability of A is 0.3. Probability of B is 0.4. Right? A and B are independent events. This is the important data. Probability of given, what they given? Given A comma B are independent. Okay, if A and B are independent, what you know? By this time you must be good in this. Probability of A intersection B is probability of A into probability of B. Okay, probability, what is the first bit in this? They are asking us to calculate probability of A intersection B. I do one thing, I'll write the given data also. What is the given data? Given data is given probability of A is given. What is probability of A? 0.3. Okay, probability of B is 0.4. They are asking probability of A intersection B. Probability of A intersection B, as the events are independent events, see, as the given events are independent events, probability of A intersection B can be written as probability of A into probability of B. Probability of A is 0.3 into probability of B is 0.4. This can be done easily. 0.3 into 0.4 is 0.12, or else 0.3 can be written as 3 by 10, 0.4 can be written as 4 by 10, 3 fourths are 12, 12 by 100, that equal to 0.12. You can write like this, or else directly also you can write. Okay, first bit is over. What is the second bit in this? They are asking what is probability of A union B. They are asking what is probability of A union B. Second bit. Probability of A union B formula is what? That is probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. This is the formula. But here the events are independent events they given in the question now. So this can be written as probability of A plus probability of B minus, as the events are independent events, probability of A intersection B can be written as probability of A into probability of B. What is probability of A? They given in the question probability of A as 0.3, probability of B as 0.4 minus 0.3 into 0.4. Okay, this is 3 by 10, 0.4 is 4 by 10 minus this is 0.12. 3 fourths are 12 by 100. You can understand this, right? 3 by 10, 4 by 10, that is 12 by 100. Okay, what is the LCM? LCM is 100. Okay, 100 is LCM. 10 in this, 10 times 10 3s are 30 plus 40 minus 12. Okay, 30 plus 40, 70, 70 minus 12, 70 minus 12, 58, 58, 58 by 100. 58 by 100 is what? 0.58. So we got that probability of A union B equal to 0.58. Correct answer we got, right? So I hope you are understanding. Next in this, what is the third bit? Third bit is this one, probability of A by B. Third bit, I'll just take this one. Third bit, probability of A by B. Events are independent events, right? Events are independent events. When the events are independent events, Probability of A by B is what? As per the definition. You learn the definition of independent events now. Uh, See this. If the events are independent events, probability of E by F is what? Probability of E by F is probability of E. Probability of F by E is what? Probability of F by E is probability of F. Oh, so probability of A by B. Probability of A by B is probability of A, because the events are independent events. What is probability of A? I think it is 0.3 na? Probability of A, given probability of A is 0.3. So answer for this problem is 0.3. Next, what is the fourth bit? Probability of B by A. It is also very easy. Probability of B by A is probability of B. Fourth bit, probability of B by A is probability of B, because they given the events are independent events. If the events are independent events, probability of B by A is probability of B. Okay, what is probability of B? In the question they given it as 0.4, right? Directly you can write from the definition. No need of this conditional probability definition. Like that also you can do. Probability of A intersection B divided by probability of B. This can be written as probability of A into probability of B. Probability of B will get cancelled. No need. Directly we can say if the events are independent events, probability of A by B is probability of A. I hope you are understanding, right? So this came around 46 minutes. Okay, so I hope you like this video. In case if you like this video, please drop a like for this video and share this video with your friends, right? Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.